know what to say to him and like, look, man, I'm not trying to like, hold you back or nothing like that. I'm asking you try to grip yourself up and control yourself. A lot of it with people like us is not to put hands on us or try to force something, but to explain. Let us know why in our minds why we need to stop doing something.
Exactly. And also, too, it's like in a lot of those cases, before someone gets to that point, they most likely have sought help. And in one way or another, they've been blocked. And it starts to feel like, what's it called? It starts to feel like you're being gaslit constantly. So just imagine if you're in trouble and you're calling out for help and everybody around you is gaslighting you. Even if you don't have any chemical imbalances, eventually that in and of itself is going to drive you crazy because you're like, I'm I know I have a problem and I'm seeking a solution, and you're criticizing me for having that problem and not having a solution, but I'm telling you I need help, and I'm asking you kindly to give me help before I get to a point where, like, some people would go and have, a violent outbreak. Like, I have an uncle who, um when, because also too, you don't exactly grow up with these things. Sometimes you're okay and then you have a trigger, and then you discover, I have this. And he, his thing, luckily he wasn't violent as far as I know, but like, he said he would like go square in the middle of the night even though he knew he wasn't supposed to, and he'd go and start swimming in his neighbor's swimming pool or something, like. And so it's just, it's like, um sorry, I just kind of lost my train of thought there, but
That's okay. You can go to
like,
Andrea.
but a lot of kindness and compassion can go a long way.
Well, my thoughts on if the United States is equipped for severe illness, we're talking about severe, I would say no. And I think it has a lot to do with also the professionals that they have. We don't have professionals, either from the top psychiatrists down to support. They're not really following with the treatment plans. They're not really letting clients have that much input in their treatment plans. I think that is partially a part of the problem as well. As far as severe illness, I think that's the issue. I think it's not enough to cover, so they're quickly turning people out without really seeing if things are working for them. So I don't think we're prepared for somebody that has severe illness, because it's not a quick fix if you have severe mental illness at all.
Am I up? Is it me?
Yeah, you. Yep.
Okay, so I would say, to answer the question outright, do we believe that treatment places in the US and Canada are equipped to treat severe mental health illness? I feel like specifically the answer to that I'd give is like, we are not as equipped as we should be, but better equipped than others. So just like as a quick like ADHD aside, right? I took the time to look up happiest countries on the planet. And like, for example, the top 5, Finland, Denmark, Iceland, Sweden, Netherlands. It's like we've got all these Northern European countries. I understand that severe mental illness is a specific case, but I feel like overall happiness of a country correlates with how well their mental illness is being taken care of, or mental wellness is being taken care of. And then likewise, we also, you don't see the US and Canada appearing in the list of most unhappy countries either. So it's like we could be doing better. We're doing okay. I would just say to that effect, though, like with what Chris was saying with the income-based system, I used to work in the health industry. I billed insurance when I managed a physical therapy clinic, and we would routinely bill for things that we knew would not help the patient specifically, because that was the only way to stay afloat business-wise to get our payouts from insurance. And so the insurance will kind of mandate a situation where they are forcing you to do treatments that are not to the patient's benefit, just because of what they can and can't bill. So there's like a complicated money game going on. And while I was involved in it, I would try and figure out how I could sneak in billable units that would allow me to actually do work on the physical therapy patients that would help them. I imagine trying to do something like that with the way the insurance companies are structured right now for mental health is even harder and more complicated.
Dev, you're up.
Well, I would say like
because I have a lot of experience with it, but I do know that I have a lot of friends that are Canadians and do tell me a lot of things is better out there. But I would say it really boils down to where if they have that good circle, as long as they have a good circle, a good team, good support system, good family, nice little people around them that ain't going, because you can't, you don't be a part of the problem. You gotta at least be able to cope with it, at least be able to help them, be there for them, give them that good advice, calm them down, make sure they're good, and just make their day better. That's all.
Yeah, I totally agree. Anybody have any thoughts on that?
I just wanted to kind of tie in with my own personal thing while we were talking about that.
Yeah,
Matt
please.
there kind of reminded me that even up here in Canada, it's very much the system of get them in, get them out as quickly as possible. Like I know for me, going through my entire life with what I was told was severe depression for decades, and that was kind of the focus of what everyone was doing, and nothing was working, right? And it wasn't then until I found a psychologist who actually took the time to deep dive into me and took an entire session to learn everything it is to go, hey, I don't think you're actually depressed. I think you have ADHD. And I was like, no, I don't. What are you like that? No, there's no way. And we did the tests and we did everything, and sure enough, that's what the problem was. So I got on the ADHD medication and literally changed my life. It helped the depression. It helped every possible thing that I had been dealing with for 33 years of my life, and completely flipped it all. Like, I would not be where I am. I probably wouldn't even be alive right now had it not been for that one doctor who took the time to say, hey, let's figure out exactly what the problem is. Because everyone else was just pushing me in to get me out. It's like, nope, this is kind of what it looks like. That's what we're going to go with. Anyways, that was it.
Oh, no, I appreciate you for saying that, because you're absolutely right that the misdiagnosis is crazy. So whether it be in the USA or in Canada, we see that we know money, insurance, things like that really matter. And we have to really keep these conversations going. What I'd like to do is I'd like to throw some questions around now to certain people and get their thoughts on what's going on. Sorry, he cannot get in. I don't know. Matt, can you type in the chat to let him know he's not, I don't know what's going on, but I can't add him to the screen.
I'll work with him right now.
Thank you. So let me go ahead and ask you, Andrea, do you believe it's a wise decision to equate homeless people with mental illness?
Absolutely not. That, to me, that doesn't make sense. Mental illness doesn't pick a genre of people. That's not the case. I think a lot of times when you are homeless, it's kind of exasperated because when you're trying to get into a living home facility or something like that, mental illness can get you in there quicker. But I don't believe because you're homeless that mental illness automatically goes with that. I don't believe you can be a millionaire and have severe mental illness. That doesn't really matter at all. So I don't agree with that at all.
And you know why I bring it up, everybody. And so with these new laws that are going in, I just wanted to ask people, because we know that the homeless people are being pushed into mental facilities now to get them off of the streets of every city in every state. So with that, Air Bear, I'd like to hear your thoughts, man.
Most definitely. So I agree with what Andrea's saying wholeheartedly. I don't think mental illness picks a genre. I just think that money masks the presence of mental illness quite a bit better, right? It's kind of hard to hide the fact that you're going through a mental episode when you don't have anywhere to stay and you're sleeping on the streets, versus like if you have rich family members who are going to like send you to a mandatory like 30-day care facility, then no one has to see you out having that episode out in public because you have a safe space and the resources to get through it. I feel like mental illness, I do feel like, however, it is more likely to make a person homeless, but I believe the mental illness came first, and that the result of it was kind of like they're fighting this uphill battle against their physical difficulties without the resources available that other people might have for the same battle.
I agree, because if you're not high functioning, it won't present at all. If you, it just won't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chris, I see you over there. Wait a minute. I know you got something to say.
Who, me? um, just to go back to the actual question there, it's a dangerous oversimplification. Some people experiencing homelessness have mental conditions for sure, but homelessness is also caused by economic inequality, lack of affordable housing, addiction, domestic violence, systematic racism. Like, equating the two lets governments dodge responsibility more than anything. They can label it as an illness, a problem, instead of finding a solution and helping these people through. Like Eric was saying there, like, as far as I'm concerned, the majority of extremely rich people, they got some stuff going up in their head that they just got lucky, is really what it turned out to be. They got lucky, they had money to handle it, but most of them, they probably got something going on. It's just, to say that it's equal is just, it's unfair to the different situations and everything that happens in people's lives. Like, I've known several homeless people since I was a teenager. Like, at the 24-hour restaurant I worked at, we had some that would come and hang out overnight during the graveyard shifts because they needed a warm place to stay. Like, so I'd get to know them, and it wasn't all about mental illness. It was about family situations or whatever else. Like, there's so many different reasons that to equate the two is just unfair to everyone involved.
Yes. You guys make some great points. And that's why I said that, because it was just weird to say the two when, yes, we have different situations and different scenarios, and how we can go about them is quite simple than what we're doing, and it just drives me nuts, because I'm like, we could fix a lot of things. We could do a lot of stuff. Thank you for joining, Kendall, another Canadian in the house. So I'd like to go and ask you this question, my darling. Do you believe the treatment facilities in the U.S., well, let's say in Canada, do you believe that the treatment places in Canada are well equipped to treat severe mental health issues?
The answer would be no. Anything that we are facing, especially nowadays, it's not fully equipped for what they're doing, especially for how we're getting treated, and we're getting kicked out constantly for how bad the programs are getting and how unjustified it has been. So right now, I would say the statements are getting a lot worse, and there's no proper programming at all.
Okay, and with that being said, do you believe it's a wise decision to equate homeless people with mental illness?
And proper justification when it comes to the type of scenarios, or how much it's going to get worse. I'm not too sure what that means.
Do you believe it's a wise decision to say that every homeless person has a mental illness?
Yes and no. It's depending on the situations and what their traumas from and what their lives have been like. So each person, what they're dealing with, it's a little bit different for their journeys. So you really don't know until you get to know the person or their character first.
Absolutely. Anybody have any thoughts before I go on? Okay. So, oh no, who said something?
Devin.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. I won't go take too long, because I was just gonna say, yeah, you can't really, not to say compare the two or even confuse the two. Like, it is different, because I've seen homeless people go through it all, and a lot of them wasn't even mental health, or a lot of them was just going through they struggle, or had their story, or just had been kicked out or whatever, whether it was by a family, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. As well too, and they didn't even have all that going on. They just needed somewhere to sleep, or somewhere to stay, or to get their situation together, and get it handled, and that's it. And I was there for a few of them as well too, gave them the roadmap of what to go to handle to do all those things. But other than that, so that's my little take on it. So I don't sit there and say no, every homeless person is mental health or this or that. No, they just going through some stuff. That's how I look at it.
Can I add like a personal story kind of quickly? Um so my father, he was homeless when he passed away. Um he was he owned his own business. He was very smart and mechanically inclined. And when he married my mother, it just kind of, his life just took a complete downhill trajectory. I'm pretty sure he was also born in the late 40s. So the stigma for mental illness was even worse than it is now. So he literally had no help. Our entire family turned away from him, except for my grandmother, but she passed away when I was 7. And he became an alcoholic. And so yeah, the system has improved, um, but it still needs to get a lot better. And right, I think that like just because someone is homeless, like it doesn't mean like they're, or I guess just because someone has mental illness doesn't mean they're going to be homeless, and it also doesn't mean that every homeless person has mental illness. But each of these people has a story, and a lot of times no one, uh, they just haven't had somebody, like Chris was saying, to like just sit down and listen to them and try at least just look at them as a human being.
Thank you for that. Okay, Matt. When the government starts shutting down or restricting programs, what's your opinion on how is it going to affect people's mental health?
I think it affects a lot of mental. Sorry, I think it affects a lot of people's mental health because they're very reliant on those resources. But you know, and like where I'm from, like we do a lot of stuff on our own because we already didn't get the help. So like they say that they do all these things and they have all these programs and stuff, but where I live, like I mean, they don't seem to really apply to us. I'll say that. And so like when those things get taken away for us, it's like, okay, well, this resource was taken away. How can we step in as a community and make all these resources available ourselves? The ones that we're not already doing. I mean, we have our own food banks, we have a whole bunch of stuff, but then the rest of the Pittsburgh area, that's, well, I don't know how to say it appropriately, but the other part of Pittsburgh that where they actually care about people at, they have the same situations, and the government steps in and helps them, where they don't do that here. So we're used to it. We're used to not having the resources. But I think a lot of people that are used to being able to rely on their government, it would affect their mental health, because now they're like, well, what do we do? Because they don't have the tools. They weren't forced to do the stuff themselves. So now they're like out in limbo.
Andrea?
I think the effect would be, it would be more undiagnosed individuals, but I think it also be an increase in crisis with those people. I think there will be probably increases in the ER because they're not resources. So when someone is going into crisis, because you want to kind of stop that in the beginning before it becomes a crisis, I think it'll be an increase with that if the resources are taken away. I think that would be the effect.
You're right about that. That's why I had to ask that question. Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, so I'm just curious. Can you, Kristie, maybe give me a couple of examples of the programs or restrictions that you're referring to? I guess because to me, I think it's very easy to categorize all of these particular things as like, hey, we're taking away help from people who need it. But are there specific ones that are more damaging to the demographic of people with mental illness that you are referring to?
See, you ain't got to get all like that, Aaron. You know what I mean? All this intelligence side. Where's the DJ equipment? Okay, so we can go ahead and jam it out. Here's the thing. I'll take it from this point of view. I have a friend of mine in September, the federal government will no longer pay for autistic children who need ventilators. So she just had a mini stroke. That's where I'm coming from. Yes, sir.
No, I absolutely get it. So I want to say for the record, like I used to work in the health industry. I took a major pay cut when I switched to the music industry, right? And I'm on Medicaid right now. So for example, like that would be a perfect example of something that if they restricted or removed that program would be a detriment to me. And I would be in even tighter of a money position, just like you were describing with the situation with your friend and the government not covering her son's medical equipment. That's a situation that is clearly like, if not cause and effect, then very directly correlated. The stress of having something you rely upon removed from you like that is major. I guess the thing is that like it could be technically any program that you rely upon, right? Like if I am reliant on food stamps to feed my family and I'm in a position where that's like, like my kids depend on those, having that taken away from me would crush my mental health. But it's there are people who are reliant upon other services, say for example like medications to treat mental health, and I think they would be equally shafted with those taken away from them. You understand where I'm coming from?
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I was saying. You're absolutely right. Those were the examples as I was talking about, because with her mental health of finding out they were about to do that, when her daughter at times need to go to the hospital, then they put on a ventilator and they're praying for her to get well, because it's not just autism that she has. Her daughter has not just autism, but it has a physical component that comes with it. So just knowing about that caused her to have a mini stroke. And it was just like devastating to me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, and that's why this question I prepared. So thank you so much, Air.
I think I'll just jump in with my take. I know, coming from my side of things, being a lot of the creative spaces and those types of people that I deal with there, losing the programs, it creates a ripple effect. If you shut down an arts program, you're losing a safe space where a lot of people can process and connect with each other. If you're cutting funding from community centers, you're pushing people into isolation. Restrict access to therapy or crisis lines, you're increasing the suicide risk. Like, the mental health impact is rarely measured by the financial, but as was mentioned before there, it shows up when you're looking at the ER numbers, the lost productivity in people's work, and whatever trauma comes out of not having all of these things available to you that you had before. Even now, you hop on Twitter or Threads or whatever, and you're seeing a lot of people complaining about what they're losing already, and we're just talking like months into this, not even what's going to be happening in a year or 2 years. Like, it's going to be insane for a lot of things and for a lot of people, and I think for that is just something, like was said there, is being able to, what can we do to help each other, I think is going to become a very massive thing in the immediate community-driven support systems that are going to need to come out of this. And we lost Kristie.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She'll be back. There we go.
She's back.
This daggone thing. So, Chris, you were saying, and I got booted, but you were making such a great point. I was sitting up there like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm here having a whole Sunday moment with what you're saying. What did I miss?
I don't know. What time did you cut out? I don't.
You know what?
I think it was just kind of the end where it was, we need to really focus on the smaller individual communities and figuring out what we can do for each other. Because if the parents aren't going to step up, the kids got to take care of themselves, right?
I know. Everybody's noticing you're low. I thought it was just me, but your mic, Kendall, just. Thank you, Kendall.
Sorry, my bad. I'm just being honest.
No, thank you. But she was like, Look, it was like, okay, wait a minute, Chris.
All right. How's that?
Oh, that's perfect.
That's good.
Much
We're
better.
good. All right. Good.
Absolutely. There we go. So, let us keep it going now because I want to go ahead. Now, I did kind of do that in a whole thing. Kendall, we're going to go to you and then I'm going to throw it around again.
What was the question? I might have missed it.
No, that's okay. When the government starts shutting down or restricting programs, what's your opinion on how it is going to affect people's mental health?
Oh, it's definitely going to make things more drastic and more hardships for the people, especially when it comes to our mental health and well-being, because we're always looking forward for some sort of provision, because we're always reliant for society to help us out, no matter what the outcome may be. Myself including, I'm on ODSP, and things have been very, very tight, especially for like bi-monthly. I only live off of $200 bi-monthly. So that being said, it's very restrictive for what's being provided, where it's either enough or not enough, or you're just trying to make it by. So it's been very frustrating for the past couple of years, ever since I'm going to say it, pandemic occurrences. Okay, it's going to make things a lot worse if something doesn't give, you know. So that's where we're kind of stranded at with our own situations for what we're dealing with.
I absolutely agree. Did anybody else have anything that they wanted to add in before I go on? Okay, how do we brace for uncertainties in life? Take it away, Matt.
Sorry, my shortcuts were not working. It was trying to bookmark this. The the uncertainties of life. I don't really know. I mean, I think maybe I don't understand. Could you possibly rephrase it for me?
How can you stand strong with uncertainties in life? How can you maintain yourself?
Oh, okay. I would say by being confident in yourself, like, no matter what's going on around you, you know who you are. You know that, you've dealt with a lot of situations, most likely, because I think that, it's hard to put a level on the amount of trauma or pain that we've all dealt with, but that in our own lives and our own perspective, that the smaller things for other people could be just as large as the bigger things for some of us. So I think just being in control of yourself and believing that no matter what, that you can overcome it, um, puts you in power, I feel like.
Kendall?
I'm always right on the spot. Come on now. I guess you got to keep pushing forward. I got to behave. Come on now. Okay.
I know, right?
Bruh. But yeah, basically, if you're uncertain, you got to keep pushing forward. There's only so much we can do with our future and then on predictions with the future. So we just got to keep pushing forward and do the best we can.
Terry?
Sorry, somehow my screen got zoomed in and I couldn't find my mic button. So for me personally, it's, allowing others who love you and care for you to give you strength and support. It can be hard for a lot of people when they felt alone their whole lives. So if you've got somebody who's constantly reaching out to you, and trying to help you, maybe be brave and seek some comfort in that.
Air?
Sure, let's go. So I recently navigated the depressive episode and felt compelled to read a self-help book. Have you guys heard of Feeling Good? It's about
Oh, no.
cognitive behavioral therapy. I highly recommend. And it basically it operates from this principle of our thoughts dictate our feelings, even if we can't perceive that, right? So one thing I learned a lot about it is that people have these like cognitive distortions and ways that we see things in an unhealthy way that lends us towards feeling bad and like negative mental health outcomes, like say for example like anxiety about uncertainty. And so like what I learned in those moments is to kind of like question what I'm thinking. Like for example, I'm feeling uncertain, right? But like any of you guys in the chat, do I know for a fact that you guys are not going to feel uncertainty as well? Has that stopped any of you guys from doing what you wanted to do, right? Therefore, it would be unrealistic of me to think that I could predict uncertainty when nobody else can. So my anxiety comes from this unusual weight of responsibility and thinking that I should, for some reason, be able to handle uncertainty when other people can't, or when none of us can. And that's kind of a hard thing to digest for some people sometimes, but it's really helped me a lot. What I would say though is one thing that keeps coming up that I think is vital is just like community and friends. It's like you need to surround yourself with people who will uplift you and support you when you're going through those moments and be willing to pay it back when they themselves are in need of that same kind of support.
Brilliant. Chris.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Like psychic, man, I'm telling you. For me, it's about building internal and external anchors. Internal is kind of, the self-awareness, the creative outlets, and the emotional regulation tools that are extremely important. Like before you can do absolutely anything else, you have to be able to know yourself and know where these triggers are coming from. Like me, I suffer heavily from rejection sensitivity dysmorphia. So I have to know what a spiral looks like and how to properly control that when it does and how I can break that loop. Because if it spirals, man, that's going to get bad. And, from there, it's your external stuff, your community, your chosen family, mentors, spaces where you feel grounded is extremely important. It's knowing you cannot control everything, but knowing you can control yourself. And you start with that base and you work it from there and you build up everything around yourself to then, handle everything else that's coming in. It's a one brick at a time sort of situation.
Absolutely. I agree. Did I miss anybody?
Me.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Kingo.
You know, I was looking and I said, wait a minute. I kept looking at you and I'm looking and I'm like, okay. I'm so sorry, my dear.
For me, I like to integrate positive routine in my foundation. So I'm really big on mind, body, and soul. So what I do when I'm positive, it just trickles down when I'm in an uncertain space. We are creatures of habit. We tend to go back to the things that work for us. But if you do it routinely, every day, some kind of goal, when uncertainty hits, you just kind of fall right to that place of doing those positive reinforcing things. So for me, it's a mind, body, and soul goal every single day, whether I'm in a good space or a bad space.
You think that that's how we should approach things, Andrea? Is that from that space?
I do, because we are creatures of habit. If I every single day get up and say I pray every day at 4:30, which I do, or good day, bad day, or I work out when I'm anxious, which I do, good day or bad day. When uncertainty comes to me, it doesn't really hit me like that because I'm already in a routine of that positive reinforcement, so it doesn't hit me the same way as if I wasn't doing those things every day. And sometimes we don't do them every single day, but it's going to be routinely within my week to have some kind of positive foundation for me.
And I think everybody has spun it all the way around from the different parts where it is, we know that there are going to be uncertainties. It's all about how you build your foundation. And so it is, Chris, brick by brick. We can't know. And of course, if we did know everything, then would life be better? No, not really, because we would find something else to complain about, So with that being said, we're going to go into the next question. And Andrea, I'm going to start with you because you already started with that. What methods can we do at home to preserve our mental state?
Okay. So it depends on what method you would like to use. I'll start with art therapy method. I'm an art therapy practitioner. So that would be music, writing, painting, or it could be mind, body, and soul. It could be meditation. It could be walking. So I think it's very important when you are mentally struggling to find out what actually works for you. So when you're at home, you can do those things. You can still contact and be in contact with your therapist virtually. You can get up and stretch. You can get up and meditate. So it's really being in tune with yourself and using those kind of methods. For me, it would be art therapy. That would be my method. For some people, it's music therapy. So those are things that are home that are tangible. You don't have to go outside of your home to actually seek.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Chris.
Yeah, well, I think even going back to Andrea's previous comment about routine, routine is so important for absolutely everything, like especially for us ADHDers. The one thing we hate the most is routine, and it's the one thing we need the most. It is so important. And as much as I really hate to say, because it's cliche as hell, but positive thinking is so important, like positive reinforcement constantly. Even if you're faking it until you make it, it will eventually become part of who you are. Like, I used to be an extremely negative individual, extremely, and I had to, lie to myself to convince myself I wasn't, and eventually it just kind of turned into being more positive about absolutely everything, including in the bad times and in the rough times. Limiting the amount of doom scrolling you're doing, extremely important. Stay off of social media, man. It's going to get you. Having your own sanctuary, a safe place for you to go, for you to hang out, for you to just be yourself, super important. With people, without people, whatever. Art, again, like I will always go back to creation. Especially in the rough times, like in my darkest depressions is when I create some of the most amazing stuff, because I'm finding a way to express how I'm feeling inside in words that someone else can understand, or in a plot line or a character that somebody else can relate to. And by using those words and figuring out how to properly express this emotion for someone else to see it, I understand myself better, and I understand why I'm feeling that way and everything that's coming out of that. Just being open and being yourself and letting yourself be not okay is perfectly okay.
Oh, see, that's why I love you. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see. Air, I went to you.
Not quite yet for this
Oh.
one, I don't think. But yeah, I could do this one all day, right? So I mean, like, I'm obligated to say on behalf of my health background, I feel like good places to start is like diet, exercise, and trending towards the closest towards sobriety that your mental health can take. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, like, I have prescription THC. I use cannabis regularly. I use it as a medicine, right? I don't feel like it's a negative impact to my mental health, but for other people, it could operate differently. Same thing with prescription medication, right? Like, I know plenty of people who do not have ADHD who still use ADHD medication for the enjoyment of it. It doesn't personally click with me because I use it for keeping myself on task at work, and I don't necessarily see it as like a great party drug. But what I want to say to that effect is, like, I think to be clear-headed and healthy and feel good about yourself is a really good way to start preserving your mental state, but then it expands out from there, right? Like, when you're in a rough spot, I'd like to try achieving micro tasks, right? Maybe I am too down to take on like an especially high profile project, but I can still go take a shower, like wash the dishes, do my laundry, simple things that let me do like the little like achievement unlocked dopamine boost to my brain to help me get through the rough spots. And likewise, ultimately, I think this one has come up with everyone so far. I've heard no bad suggestions yet, by the way, but creative expression, top tier. It's taking that destructive energy and channeling it back into something creative. There's nothing quite as gratifying when you are in a slump as having the time and the motivation to build something beautiful out of it.
So y'all gonna have me talking all night, then y'all be off here and I still be talking. Okay, Matt, go ahead, take it away. And then Terry, and then Kendall.
All right, so for me, definitely, I agree. What Drea was saying. Art is a huge help for me. Obviously, a lot of you know that I don't have my rap name up today, but I'm 3XG Spits, and I do a lot of music to help me with my mental health. A lot of the music that comes out of me is because of things I've been through or because I want to help people. Now, when it comes to like artwork, like drawing and painting and stuff, that is very helpful for me because I either draw how I feel or I draw how I want to feel. Like sometimes I'll draw something silly to make myself laugh. And either way, the art is great. And I think that everybody should try that. Even if you're not an artist, just try to draw something and try to do something with art and see that part of your brain that maybe you're missing out on something that's really inside of you that you never knew was there.
Terry.
Sorry, my phone did it again. So I think everybody is bringing up a lot of great points. I think all of those things are great tools. I know that sunshine helps. Get yourself outside, even if you don't have the energy. Like, just try to sit in the sunshine. Um, I used to tell people, I like to do barefoot gardening at one point, just grounding yourself and being outside. And I think nutrition has a lot to do with it. Eat as healthy as you can and be good to your body as much as you can, because your brain can't give you good chemicals if it doesn't have good things to create those things from, is the best way I can kind of say it in a short term. But yeah, the only thing I would add to anybody else, and what they've already said it anyways, is nutrition and getting outside and moving your body in any little way you can. Everything helps.
And Kendall, I think it's your turn now.
Oh, me. Okay. Well, I was just thinking of everything else. All the suggestions are amazing, by the way. I'm pretty much a creative myself, and I push so hard just to get my self expressions out there for being a musician and artistry and everything else in between. Try to find new hobbies like photography, going for walks. I can mention horseback riding, the fact I'm in Canada and I can do what I want. No, I'm just joking. Not really. um, Basically, when it comes to just finding yourself in the midst of chaos, too, is just learning what you want to do and try to do better for yourself on a daily basis. Each day is different, just to be alive and a blessing, just to be in
Mhm.
existence. We're doing what you want to do and just do the best you can. So finding new hobbies are highly recommended.
I think this will be a great time to segue and allow everybody to introduce themselves and what they do. Matt?
So I'm Matt Spencer. My trade is computers. I'm an IT guy. I like to write code with PHP and Laravel. I'm working on a social media project for artists. It's called SkyV, and it's also an underground streaming radio service as well. And aside from that, I do music and community activism. So Kristie's seen a couple that I've already done, but we do things for the children here, like have days with the bouncy houses and bubbles and stuff like that, and free food. And we just do things. We're doing a coat giveaway, and we just like to do stuff to help the community, because I come from one that didn't have a lot of help. And again, that's what I was saying, is we find ways that we can help each other where I'm from.
Okay, this one's just going straight down the line. So Andrea, then Air Bear, Terry, Chris, and then Kendall.
Hi, my name is Andrea Leger. Everybody just calls me Drea. I am a certified art therapy practitioner, a certified Reiki healer. I'm also a life coach. I'm also a sexual and relationship coach, a poet, and also an author. At this time, I'm actually creating shows where I'm doing storytelling. I'm also going around doing workshops to empower women and men. At this time, I'm working on a creative coloring book that incorporates sense to help with anxiety, depression, social anxiety at the moment. And right now, I'm just traveling the world trying to heal.
Love it. So, you guys, my name is Aaron. I go by Air Bear Online. I am a performing DJ. I've been doing a lot of gigging recently around the Salt Lake City area. Also, an avid producer and audio engineer with a variety of odd jobs in the past, including like playlisting, online music review, lots of music adjacent jobs. I don't have a lot of opportunities in my field to get involved with a whole lot of community stuff, and I'm looking to change that. I have some friends in the more how do I put it, like higher authority positions who are working on some interesting projects. Like for example, a friend of mine, Justin, started this thing called the Sober Industry Connect, where he was trying to help a local small business that deals in botanicals by throwing events there that allow people who are like exiting the party life to still meet other professionals in the scene. And I really like what he's doing for that, because I think like the nightlife industry can be very, very destructive to some people. Like I was one of those people at a different time in my life. So I really, my goal is just to do some hopefully incredible things for my own music and see if I can share that with other people.
Am I next? Hi, I'm Terry. You guys are so awesome. I'm just like blown away by you guys. So I don't feel like I've done much. I was in early childhood education for 17 years, primarily with infants and toddlers. I kind of worked around with everybody, but up to age 12, but consistently, my age group was 6 weeks to 2 years. And I loved it. It was so rewarding to have the privilege to watch these children learn and grow and explore the world. I worked for nearly 10 years in children's ministry in the church that my last childcare job was out of. So I was there, 6 or 7 days a week most of the time. And that was really fulfilling. We did a lot of community work. We would meet with as children's ministry, we would meet on Wednesday evenings and Sundays with the kids, and Wednesday evenings was more activity oriented. So we would make homeless care packages. And we were in Frederick, Maryland at the time. That's where I'm from. And so we would go out to Carroll Creek and, leave like little scarf and glove or mitten bundles for people, little care packages with, little soaps and shampoos and other hygiene items for people. And we would collect items for like the local entities that would help homeless and things like that. Homelessness and kids are things that are near and dear to my heart. So, but now I just primarily just support Matthew 3XG Spitz and what he does, and I stay at home with him and our daughter.
That's amazing. Spending your life helping kids is just like, I don't know if I could do that. I got two of my own. I don't know if I could do any more than that.
Well,
all right.
And you're the best person, I would say.
All right. So, my name is Chris Corvin. I am a multidisciplinary storyteller, author, and multimedia producer. I run the House of Void Productions and Press and the nonprofit Creative Catalyst Cafe, where I create spaces for independent artists to connect, collaborate, and get their work seen and helped with. I host a podcast that I've been doing now for a couple of years, over 150 episodes, where I deep dive into creatives in every industry, because I don't like to stick to one genre. I like it all. My work blends writing, podcasting, live events, concerts, and community building. I run a publishing company that publishes a bunch of books, including my own, which is why I started the publishing company, was so I can publish my own stuff. And at the heart of it all, my mission is to amplify voices, build platforms for underrepresented creatives, and make sure art and community remain accessible and sustainable to all. And that's me. Kendall, you're up.
Oh boy, I don't know if I can compete with that. Well, maybe, depending on the day, right? Anyways, about me, I'm pretty much all over the place as well for being a multimedia artistry. I'm from Canada, Ontario, North Bay, and way further northern artistry with all that stuff too. I'm self-publishing. I'm on social platforms for music, illustrations, and teaching artwork, and helping out with a lot of homeless communities as well. I'm always involved with multiple church programs, whatever it may be. I'm pretty much there. Yeah, I'm pretty much a survivor from chronic illnesses as well, and I put myself out there, do the best I can each day. So anything else I probably forgot, I'll mention it later.
Oh, like the
This is
Unseen
why
Twisted
I write
Truth
it all down.
podcast. I know, right? Like Kendall, you forgot to say about the Unseen Twisted Truth podcast.
You see, I knew I forgot something. I'm also from the Unseen Twisted Truth podcast with Miss Kimberly as well. That's how we got acquainted with the beautiful people like you, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Thank you, and I'm glad that everybody is here. I'd like to take 1 second because I know Wicked Low is not able to make it in, but I promised to play his song in the spirit of what's going on, and hoping that we're going to close this out in just 2 questions real quick. I just want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me, and I promised this, and this was supposed to go in the beginning.
Good times, bad times. I pray Allah got my back at all times. Counting my blessings, the days that I'm stressing. I'm guessing the lesson to me is just, well, I don't know. I take the good with the bad, and I'm happy and sad, and I'm angry and glad, and I keep moving left till I find my place of my life when I can die in peace. A lie in the streets, I'm focused till I'm laying deceased. I'm praying my peeps together when they pray over me. I lost a lot of good friends to a lot of stupidity. Shit that could have been fixed. Damn, fucking killing me. And even more to death. And all the love ripped away from my heart. I should be dead myself. Feeling empty inside. And I'd rather write about it than talk about it. Than someone who don't know nothing about it. Fuck, I look like paying a shrink. With my life compared to theirs, I'm a devil child. Running your bricks. Tell them the real exorcist is right here in the street. With all your lost and forgotten children, so don't speak. It's cool. I know a lot of y'all won't understand me. I never contemplated really giving up like me. Go to sleep, wake up, hoping for death like me. They go to work with a fake smile, niggas just like me, huh?
Friends, lost a lot of love, and I don't know how I'ma handle. Gotta count my blessings and my lessons, but my life is still in shambles. I lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of love, and I don't know how I'ma handle. Gotta count my blessings and my lessons, but my life is still in shambles. Be careful what you wish for. Be steady on your feet, or you'll be losing this war. You'll be facing defeat. The struggle in the world keeps pulling and pulling. It's pulling away from me. And if I keep trying, I might just fail. This mission is not complete. But in my mind, I'm a fighter. I'm always bringing the heat. And if I die from the trying, I know that my life was OP. But I'm a creep, I'm a loser, and people call me a freak. Hey, hey, I can see why they all shelter when I'm walking down the street. You're so afraid to see what's deep inside of me. The more I open up, the more you're pushing me away. I wish that I could be just what you want from me. The more I try, the more you keep pushing my love away. Our love was destiny, but it's a broken piece. The more I open up, the more you're pushing me away. I wish that I could see those things you want from me. The more I try, the more you keep pushing my love away. Lost a lot of love, and I don't know how I'ma handle. Gotta count my blessings and my lessons, but my life is still in shambles. I lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of love, and I don't know how I'ma handle. Gotta count my blessings and my lessons, but my life is still in shambles.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Yay, Wicked. Featuring the Zipper. He had sent two songs that I definitely rocked with. I had to get one in. Let's go. What does it mean to you to strive for mental wealth, Kendall?
Oh my goodness. Each day to do better. At least you have another day to wake up to be alive, and that's a blessing on its own.
Terry?
I would just say what I did was I tried to live a life that helps other people because I see that the world needs it.
Okay. 3XG spits.
I would say, the same thing, like trying to live a life that's different, that doesn't affect people in a negative way, because a lot of things that we can do, or a lot of things that we do, we don't pay attention to how it affects other people. So, it definitely matters. Our choices do affect everyone. So living a life where you put everybody's are like things that people need into consideration is important, but just don't let it take over you. Don't put it before yourself necessarily, because if you can't take care of yourself first, then you really can't help anyone else.
Chris?
For me, mental wealth is when life doesn't feel like I'm strapped into a roller coaster that I didn't choose. I know there's always going to be up and downs, but I want more of a steady climb and the open view than that gut dropping free flow or free fall. It's having that creative space and emotional bandwidth to enjoy the ride, even when it twists unexpectedly. It's knowing that I have projects to believe in, people I can lean on, and the self-trust to handle all the crazy crap that ends up being thrown my way, because I have horrible luck, and knowing at the end of it I'm going to come back out still smiling and still focused on what I believe in at my core.
Okay, Andrea, and then Air.
For me, it will be implementing and executing healthy practices and choosing myself without feeling selfish for doing so.
Everyone's keeping it short and sweet, so I'll just say that, like, it's the thing I feel like I would hate most, right? Finding a routine that lends itself to long-term longevity, not giving in to impulsive decisions that are going to have lasting repercussions. Mostly just I feel like to strive for mental wealth is to attempt to be consistent until you start to approach something similar to actually being consistent.
Absolutely. I love those. I love all those answers. Absolutely. And
What about you, Kristie? Oh, no. What about you? Come on.
What it means for me to strive for mental wealth is exactly what I'm doing. I made sure I enrolled in school for music production so I can get my bachelor's degree. I am 53 years old and I'm going for it. You understand what I'm saying, sir? And madams, okay? And so also with this podcast and working with Matt on a project, working with Chris on some things, and being able to be in another anthology again, being in the magazines that I've been in and everything else. That's the mental wealth, taking that walk today in the sunshine and looking at water and everything else, and people going past. Doesn't matter about color, didn't matter about whose gender and who is religious, and it didn't matter about none of that. For a good hour or so, I was just out there enjoying life, and it was just so imperative. So that's where the mental wealth. I know I've got pain, I know this, that, and the third, but you know what? Today has been a great day. Thank you, Mr. Sir, for asking me. So let's get into the last question. What does it look like to you personally to achieve mental wealth? Matt?
To me, I think once I achieve full mental wealth, that maybe I'll be able to take care of my family and my home better. I'd say that, like, achieving mental wealth, I think it encompasses like everything around you, because it's all connected. When you're like in a bad space mentally, it's hard to get up every day. It's hard to work. It's hard to do all the things like Ari was saying. The small accomplishments, those really do help. Like, doing accomplishing the laundry, or making things that you can achieve, because a lot of the depression and stress seems to come from things that are difficult to achieve. Not that you can't achieve, but we want things to happen quickly, and that's not how things that are great happen for the most part. Sometimes you step into something where you can just be in place, but most times you have to work for it and work for a long time. So I think it just would be to have everything be okay where you're not feeling like that every day that something bad could happen to change your whole life.
Okay, Andrea.
For me, that would be being in purpose without feeling overwhelmed in executing it. And it would also be me separating my societal roles that I play, hats that way, mother, daughter, girlfriend, versus choosing myself. I have to learn how to choose myself first and have that foundation before I can be effective in the roles that I play. So if I can balance those two, that would be great mental wealth to me.
I imagine something like having achieved mental wealth for me would be being able to just consistently be productive and accomplish things without, like, bipolar episodes taking me out. I don't think necessarily anybody who deals with that regularly is going to be entirely out of the woods, but like being able to recover from those things quickly. But also I see myself, if I had mental wealth, I would envision myself as being in a place where I could be a rock where other people could lean on while they were going through it without tipping over. And I just think it would be nice too. I think the most important part of mental wealth that doesn't get any recognition is, like, a lot of us can be ambitious and achievement driven, right? But it's like, are you satisfied with those achievements? Can you sit back and be like, hey, I did a good job, I feel good about it?
Terry? Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I feel like my screen is in a different order than everyone else's. But anyways, well, I certainly like everyone else's answers. I'm honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to refigure all of that out right now. So, honestly, I can't really answer the question 100% because right now I'm kind of just lost and just trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, we are definitely struggling. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just wanted to put out that we're struggling together, and we're definitely at a bad financial point, and we're trying to recover. We moved back to Pittsburgh because we lost everything twice in a row. We got evicted, so it's a lot, and she's dealing with a lot. So I appreciate her being strong. But anyway, sorry, Chris. Let me shut up now.
Dude, you don't have to apologize for that, man. Mm-hmm. It's from the heart. I totally get it. I think for me, achieving mental wealth means understanding that the things that I've called demons aren't outsiders. They're a part of me. The fears, the doubt, the deep depression. They're not in invaders that need to be that I have to fight off. They're signals that I have to listen to. It's learning how to work with those parts instead of against them, giving them space without letting them run my life, where I can integrate every part of them into me, the light, the shadow, the dark, all of that, and still move forward with the purpose of knowing that I'm whole. Even when everything around me doesn't feel like it is. It's never losing that internal hope that drives me forward in life. Kendall.
Oh boy, I'm always stuck with the platter here. I don't even know what to say some days. Each day it's going to be different for me for what I want to strive for because I'm very random, very rambunctious. I've also suffered from severe depression to certain things I'm trying to keep out of versus for what I want to do in life. And I just want to do better for me each day. So whatever that may be, what I want to strive for, it's just pending what it is. There really is no correct answer for what I want to see the clarity of things right now. So it's at a standstill at the moment.
I can appreciate the honesty of those who sometimes in a place where we don't know exactly. Sometimes we do get lost in the woods, and I guess that with doing these types of podcasts and all, and I'm grateful to have, again, everybody on here that are saying similar things, but having own experiences and ideas and thoughts and opinions about things really bring it together for me to sit up there. And before I get outed by Chris, that I'll say what it looks like to me is that I'm just not a mess, a full blown, I can't function. And it's not just a half a day or a whole day. It's like, a week or a month. I know what it was like before, and I don't want to ever go backwards to where taking my life or anything is an option. It's never an option for me again. So I put certain things in place to make sure that I am succeeding. And Ari, you said something really great that I had a problem with for a long time. And that was as soon as I got an achievement, something else bad would happen in my life, and that achievement went right away. It was like I did not do a darn thing. And that even happened with my first book, going international and me self-publishing, thanks to my friend Beth. And so it was one of those things where, I was like, wow, you're not appreciating anything because you're allowing everything else to overshadow. And it takes me under, and I'm trying to always like bobble between the water and, staying afloat sometimes. And now I'm learning how to stride back. And because I used to be a strong swimmer, I think about the days when I used to get on that diving board and just dive right on in, and just go from 12 feet all the way to 3 feet, and so even though I cannot do that again, I still allow myself mentally to go there. Just like with dancing, I was the greatest dancer, and then, certain things hit. I could still not outdo some of y'all, but I ain't gonna say nothing though. But anyway, though, but still, it's like, in my mind, I can still do things. I can still choreograph. I can still do the things that I want to do. So some of the things, it might not be that you can actually physically do, but in mental wealth, as we talk about all these artistries, I mean, everybody is an artist, on here, that understands what it's like to pour ourselves into that. And sometimes it isn't enough, and we need it to be enough. We need to even know that coming up with an idea and a thought, it doesn't have to be done just yet, but just going through the process. Even the grueling of editing, it's like, okay, but then you work through it because that's part of the satisfaction. Everything doesn't have to be grueling. Everything doesn't have to be so dramatic or traumatic. When it comes down to being able to say, for me, that, okay, this is traumatizing. Like, I'm still trying to get over the my sister passed away. And then my daughter, a month later, almost died. So it was just like mayhem from 2003 into 2004, and then getting cancer at the end of the last year. You know what I mean? Like all these things, like trying to get me back underwater. And I said, no way. This year I was like, Aqua Woman, and I came out that water, and I reached out on land, and I'm like, I'm here. You know what I mean? So that's what it looks like to me, is to be present, be here, even if I flaws, even like today with the show and the mix up and everything else, normally I would have been like, oh my gosh, just still cringing inside. And I'm like, okay, let it go. You're human. These things happen, and I'm grateful to you guys. So the final thoughts, and I'll give mine last, but Matt, final thoughts or I should say, my final thoughts and your love message, and everybody can go from, again, the order, so that way we don't have to scream your name. So we're going to go just right in order. So tell us your final thoughts and your love message.
Okay, so my final thoughts is, first, I want to thank everybody that's been here and everybody that's like listening, you know what I mean? Because it's cool. You go on these pods a lot of times and you have a group like we have here, but each person's not really caring what each other's saying except for the host. And on this pod, I can tell that we've all been able to interact and take in, what each other's doing. And I think that that's really great. My love message would be, accomplish your goals. Don't stop. Don't let anybody else tear you apart or tell you that you can't do it. And if they do, just keep going, because you're the one that controls it. You're the one that says yes or no to what you can do. And just as long as you don't give up and you keep putting time in, you're going to get there. You got to get those 10,000 hours, as they say, but you'll get there.
My final thoughts. Well, I do want to thank everyone for having me on the show. I appreciate it. I really do. My final thoughts, like, I appreciate the fact that there's a place for mental health to be exposed and healed. It's a great thing, a really good thing. And I'm glad that there's people out there fighting for those who are voiceless, because mental health can be a very voiceless disease. My love message is choose yourself. Choose yourself first. Learn how to love and pour into yourself first before you can even think about pouring into anything else, any others. So self-love is not selfish love. It's what it says. It's self-love. So my message is to choose yourself.
Love it. I just want to say for the record, what a pleasure it is to be among a panel of creatives. I feel like a lot of people would say that creative and artist types are the most predisposed to mental illness and depression, but I would say we're a little bit more just as a demographic out of the closet about it, a little bit more open to discussing that, like, what's going on behind the scenes than the average person. And so I think kind of that's what I'm getting at, is I think that's the cure, is just like not trying to hide it, being honest with people about what you're going through, communicating, finding your support group, finding your community. And then like you get to experience this revelation of like, oh shit, people care about me. I care about other people. We can help each other, that kind of situation. And I think my love message would be just like, take care of yourself, do something that gratifies you, and then know that even if like the stereotypical mental health resources aren't available for you, you can create within yourself or within other avenues ways to take care of your mental health, even if the system is not having your back.
It's my turn. Um, I lost track of the first part of it. Sorry, because my 4-year-old is talking to me about Buddy the Elf right now. But my love message is yeah, just, like everybody's saying, like, take care of yourself, and so you can take care of others, because we all need each other, but you can't take care of other people if you're not healthy yourself. I know I certainly learned that. And it's hard because I do find joy in helping other people. So, and I do have a hard time not feeling selfish if I do something for myself. So, yeah, absolutely. Love yourself so you can love other people.
Hands down, that is extremely important. So yeah, first off, thank you to absolutely everybody here and for having me back on. I love coming to these; it's so much fun. To me, mental health isn't a finish line. It's something that we got to keep tending to. It's a garden or a creative project. It needs patience, presence, and a willingness to try again and keep failing and always fail, because the second you give up, that's when you actually fail. My hope is that you leave here tonight reminded that you are not alone, that your story does matter, and that it's okay to ask for help when the storm hits. Like we've all been there. We've all wished we have asked for help after the fact, and you just got to reach out and actually ask for that help. And we heal best with connections. And we are all better off when we choose to show up for each other. So, keep creating, keep reaching out, and keep finding the small, beautiful reasons to stay in the fight. And I love you all. And and Kendall left before it was her turn. She bailed.
Right. See, I was going to say that those Canadians, but then I looked at you and I was like, oh, shoot, wait a minute. No, I'm just playing. Well, I thank you guys. My final thought is that I really enjoy having you guys on, because every time that we do this, I know for me, you all have helped me to have things to think about, to meditate on, to pray over, to be able to really just settle within myself, and knowing and keeping myself okay and saying, you know what, we got each other. I mean, like Chris, Aaron, I've known you guys the longest, Andrea is from my hometown and I'm looking so much forward to supporting her. as well, and Matt being my co-host. Thank you, and his wife Terry, who is our special co-host on the show. And so I want to say that we don't have enough love messages that are truly real. And so I hope that everyone tonight, from my panelists to my audience, can understand when I say that I love you and take care of your mental health, and let us all together strive for mental wealth. I do mean it with all my heart, because we can see a brighter day together. So with that being said, my friends, I am going to let you guys go. You guys have a great rest of your evening. I will be planning another event in September. Be looking forward to that. Everybody on Journey and Gems with Farley and Friends. I think I'll be back either Wednesday night or Fire Bars Friday. I'm not sure. I have to see what our meeting looks like tomorrow. I want to thank again Alicia C. Lacey and IMNX Radio FM. I'm going to be plugging it in because we're streaming from it. We're going to be streaming from this, so everybody's going to see you guys. Yes, we're going to the next level, y'all, with Wicked Low featuring Velo's Dog Trouble. Thank you guys, everybody. We're out of here.
We are in a day of great warfare. It seems like the war has been intensified, but I speak prophetically. God is going to turn things around in a phenomenal way.
I know things could be hard to see, but you can achieve anything that's manifest and receive when push forward and go for whatever you want in your dream. Whatever you want, whatever you need, whatever you dream, it can be. Logically, we know the storm don't last forever. We just get caught up in the moment, try to weather the weather. Waking up every morning to some more bad news, a new strain of COVID, or a new war born like the shit is overdue. Civil war, we so divided like what the fuck is new. Every other day they try to tell you who the fuck is you, but the storm won't last no longer. You can kiss my ass. I know your troubles won't last, like dark clouds this too will pass. I know your troubles won't last. Oh, speaking for me too, that's why I be high for days saying, hey, trouble won't last. Trouble won't last always. Trouble won't last. Trouble won't last always.
Take a look over your shoulder. One bad mistake determines the rest of your days. You gotta find a solution, even if it means you have to mix it to maintain. Good or bad days are just a reflection of pleasure and pain. Stuck in the storm, will you make it through the dark or get caught up in the chaos? Faith is barely hanging on. Do you have the strength to carry on? Every day is a lesson from God. Don't forget about the ones that help you get to the top. A lot of people get lost along the way, crippled in faith, became blind, a vision in haze. Death should be the only thing to make you stay in one place. So when you make it through these troubled days, don't forget there was an angel walking with you. Give thanks.
God said, what do you see in the land? Do you see your healing today? Do you see your miracle today? God is creating a miracle for you today. Somebody give God glory. Trouble won't last. Trouble won't last always.
Well, I thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I want to play one more song because I'm in the spirit that I wanted to make sure I could go ahead and play Higher Level by the Guard Quote Red. Again, I was on my first podcast that I had set up for 5 o'clock, and then I hit the wrong link. So for a good 15 minutes there, I was on point. But it's okay because it was meant for me to play it right now. Higher Level featuring the guard Cool Rid.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth.
Gotta shake it off, man, before I break it down. Yeah. It's like I'm playing Tetris with my vision now. Tetris. Gotta open up my vision just to see the light. See it. It's like I'm Cyclops when the vision right. Yeah. Gotta look through the wall just to see the pain. Look. It's like a dead fly on the window pane. Yeah. Gotta open up the window just to give it life. Gotta fly a different way when you're living life. Yeah. People only see the growth, they don't see the pain. Yeah. They don't see the tears running down my face, man. Hardships in this life that we living, dog. Gotta elevate your mind just to clear the fog. Head beams in my life got me going blind. Like I'm Stevie Wonder, lost at the same time. With a better vision comes with a better mind. You gotta elevate your mind just to live this life. Gotta elevate your mind, gotta see the path. Gotta see through this life like a window glass. Gotta see through the pain just to get the light. Gotta open up your vision, get your focus right. Different kind of life, different kind of grind, different kind of hustle, different kind of mind. Whole different type of world that we live in, dog. Gotta keep the beams on just to clear the fog. Different kind of life, different kind of grind, different kind of hustle, different kind of mind. Whole different type of world that we live in, dog. Gotta keep the beams on just to clear the fog. It's like you walk by faith, never see the sight. It's like you walked in the room, never hit the light. It's like you put your wings on, never took flight. This a different type of vision when you live in life. Gotta take that same pain that you feel in death, reincorporate it, put it into every breath. Acceleration is a must when you live in life. Got that jet fuel when you time to take flight. People only focus down on the fame, dog. They don't look for the sun when the rain falls. Takes a different type of mental, different type of mind. It's like living life and death at the same time. It's a whole different vision in a different mind. It's like looking at a picture when your vision blind. Gotta open up your eyes so you see the faith. There's a bigger dinner, man, if you feel the plate. Gotta elevate your mind, gotta see the path. Gotta see through this life like a window glass. Gotta see through the pain just to get the light. Gotta open up your vision, get your focus right. Different kind of life, different kind of grind, different kind of hustle, different kind of mind. Whole different type of world that we live in, dog. Gotta keep the beams on just to clear the fog. Different kind of life, different kind of grind, different kind of hustle, different kind of mind. Whole different type of world that we live in, dog. Gotta keep the beams on just to clear the fog. Yeah, Code Red. It's official. Higher level, man. Yeah.
I appreciate that music contribution. And now we're going to go in with our last song for the night, Wicked Low, Lord Have Mercy.
Have mercy on me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me, on me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me, on me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me, on me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord.
Lord, I wanna be like Led Zeppelin on that stairway to heaven, cause I done been on the highway to hell like I'm AC/DC, on my knees sitting praying, Lord, please have mercy. I go from being plotted on to plotting on myself, from having guns drawn on me to me drawing on myself, thinking this is for the best, but it's best I try to make it. Lord, I just been tired, so tired, gotta face it. Dad died, the anger built up inside. I'm just lost, drinking more than 18 months later. I lose my mom, the grandmas in 5 months got me screaming out of law. So much pain in my heart, got me mentally gone. Only time I feel peace is when I'm writing out a song. But I still find time to preach the word of bare arms, cause I don't want the little homies to get out and do wrong. I still lend a hand like he told me to do, but this pain is getting worse. What am I supposed to do?
On me, oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. On me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. On me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. On me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy.
And after watching Nell to die, who thought the rest would follow? I be stuck with these thoughts, and this grave so shallow. My chest burning like I'm hit from a slug that's hollow. My eyes saw so much suffering, like I'm falling from grace. And I hate the way I've been feeling with this look on my face. I pray for everyone around me, and I don't ask for a thing. My shoulder wet from many tears and all the pain that bring. Like I ain't never get enough from all the things I've seen. Can make a good dude suicidal, like I don't know what that mean. A lot of temptation and pressure, a lot of frustration. Feel like my life's a death warrant, and there ain't no mistaking. Being patient and getting kicked, people say I'm forsaken. Scared to look up on my eyes like Satan's awakened. Still I drop to my knees, still I give you the glory. No matter what I'm going through, they can't take your love for me. All I ask is when you come to get me, Lord, please have mercy.
On me. On me, oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. On me, oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. On me, oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me, me. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. On me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me, me. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. On me, oh Lord. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me, me. On me, oh Lord. Have mercy on me. Mercy on me.
Well, we thank you for joining another Gem Shine Sunday with your girl Kristie Farley on Journey and Gems with Farley and Friends. We thank you guys. We love you. Peace out.